Hi, my name is Barbara, and what I'm going to tell you might sound strange, but yes, my mother lied to me about who my father is. When I was growing up, I looked completely different than my father and my brother. It was so noticeable that often when my whole family was out somewhere, someone would often ask how I ended up with dark brown hair and brown eyes, while everyone in my family, my dad, mum, and brother, were all blonde and blue-eyed. My mum would often laugh and say something like, "Must be somewhere back in the family line, he's definitely her father." My parents didn't have that great of a relationship. I can remember many times when it seemed like they were on the verge of divorce. The entire year I was in the 5th grade, they slept in separate bedrooms. After that, they moved back into the same bedroom, but more often than not, I'd come down to get ready for school and my dad would be sleeping on the couch in the living room. After my mother passed away when I was 29, my dad mentioned something that jumped out at me. "We were having problems and going to divorce right before you came along, and I don't think we were intimate around the time your mother got pregnant with you." I looked at my dad and I thought about all of those times people had pointed out how I looked out of place. "Dad, do you think you're not my dad?" I asked tentatively. "Honey, I'm your dad. You will always be my daughter," he said. He had raised me, so I couldn't imagine anyone else as my father, but I still decided to get a DNA test to find out the truth. I had to know whether my mother had lied to me all of those years. The DNA test confirmed that my father wasn't my biological father. I don't know who is, but my mum must have cheated during her marriage to my dad and gotten pregnant with me. When I told my dad, he gave me the biggest hug and repeated that I was his daughter and always would be. I'm so glad that he didn't turn on me just because of my mother's poor choices. Since my mother had passed away before I knew the truth, there's no way I could confront her, but I still can't think or remember my mother without remembering her devastating betrayal. She'd lied to me and the man she was married to for my entire life. I don't know if I'll ever be able to understand why she did what she did, or be able to forgive her for that, but I'm glad to at least have the dad I do have in my life.